For more than a year, Pamela Wright visited her partner in prison, confident of his innocence. Now she finally accepts he's guilty of a killing spree that shocked the nation. In interviews with the Sunday Mirror and Mail on Sunday newspapers, she reveals that Steve Wright also knew Susie Lamplugh. The estate agent vanished in 1986 after going to meet an unknown client.
I think we were watching either Crime Watch or something like that. And she came on and he said, "Oh, I used to know her." He said she used to come in the pub.
Do you think if you'd had a better sex life, he wouldn't have done this?
Maybe, but I don't know that now, do I? I don't know if he was even doing it when we did have a sex life. I really don't know him at all.
His family paint a picture of a man scarred by a violent father who had himself been abused and in turn passed violent tendencies onto his son.
I was there. He was beaten a lot by his dad, and his dad had also come from a violent home where he was beaten as a child. That's no excuse, but I don't know if you can call that understandable, but he used to beat the boys, and when I say beat, I mean beat the boys, and he used to beat me to the point where he almost killed me one time, and that's when I left.
In a letter Wright sent to his father from prison, he wrote, "Whenever I get upset, I tend to bury it deep inside, which I suppose is not a healthy thing to do, because the more I do that, the more withdrawn I become, because I've seen too much anger and violence in my childhood to last anyone a lifetime." Pamela has pledged to visit Wright one last time and ask him to admit his heinous crimes. As Wright's whole life sentence begins, his family will be left to figure out how someone they knew and loved could have turned into a serial killer.
I think they will feel deeply confused, very bewildered. They may blame themselves. There will be a huge element of shame. I think it's going to be very hard for them. Very hard indeed.